Explanation from an Islamic perspective on Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5 provides a genealogy tracing the lineage from Adam to Noah, detailing their lifespans and the birth of their descendants. From an Islamic perspective, this chapter aligns with the general narrative of early human history and the continuity of prophethood, though some specific details are not explicitly confirmed in Islamic texts. The creation of humanity and lifespan, verses 1-5. Genesis 5 begins by reaffirming the creation of humanity by God, stating that, "In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him," verse 1. As previously discussed for Genesis 1, Islam affirms Adam's creation by Allah, and that humanity was created in the best of stature, Qur'an 95:4. However, the phrase "in the likeness of God" is interpreted metaphorically in Islam, emphasizing qualities such as knowledge, will, and reason bestowed upon humans, rather than a physical resemblance to Allah, who is transcendent and unique, Qur'an 42:11. The creation of male and female and their blessing, verse 2, is also consistent with Islamic belief. The long lifespans attributed to Adam and his early descendants, e.g., Adam living 930 years, Seth living 912 years, are generally accepted in Islamic tradition, which posits that early generations had longer lifespans compared to later ones. The birth of Seth's sheath to Adam, verse 3, is affirmed in Islam, and Seth is considered a righteous son and a prophet who continued Adam's message of monotheism. The lineage of prophets in early generations, verses 6-32. The genealogy presented in Genesis 5 traces a lineage through Seth to Noah, mentioning figures like Enos, Cainan, Mahalaleel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, and Lamech. Prophet Enoch. Idris of particular significance is the mention of Enoch, verses 18-24. Islam recognizes Enoch as Prophet Idris. The Qur'an mentions Idris as a man of truth and a prophet and states, "And we raise him to a high station," Qur'an 19:56-57. This high station is often interpreted in Islamic tradition as Idris being taken alive to heaven or a special place by Allah, similar to the Islamic belief concerning Jesus, Isa, implying he did not experience a conventional death. This aligns with the biblical statement that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him, verse 24. Other genealogies. For the other individuals in the genealogy, Enos, Cainan, Mahalaleel, Jared, Methuselah, Lamech, Islamic texts generally do not provide explicit details about their lives or specific lifespans. Their existence within the early generations of humanity is not denied, but the focus of Islamic revelation is primarily on prophetic lineages and key events. Noah. The chapter culminates with the birth of Noah, verses 28-32. Islam affirms Noah as a great prophet sent to humanity after a period of increasing idolatry and sin. His role in comforting humanity, concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed, verse 29, reflects the understanding that human life on earth involves struggle and effort, as explained in the commentary for Genesis 3. The mention of Noah's sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, verse 32, is consistent with Islamic belief that humanity repopulated the earth through his descendants after the Great Flood, Qur'an 37:77. Points of harmony and minor divergences. Long lifespans. The exceptionally long lifespans recorded in Genesis 5 are generally consistent with narratives found in some Islamic traditions regarding early generations. Prophetic continuity. The lineage from Adam through Seth to Noah, including Idris, Enoch, highlights the continuity of divine guidance through prophets, which is a core Islamic tenet. In his own likeness and after his image, verse 3, this phrase, similar to Genesis 1 verse 26, is interpreted metaphorically in Islam to avoid anthropomorphism. It refers to moral and intellectual qualities and inherent nobility bestowed upon humanity by Allah, not a physical resemblance. Genesis chapter 5, while primarily a genealogical record, reinforces the Islamic understanding of early human history, the role of prophets in guiding humanity, and Allah's continuous blessing and sustenance for mankind. The divergences are minor and typically related to specific textual interpretations that would otherwise contradict Allah's absolute transcendence and uniqueness.